Time to move on to Twilight Town after a lot of grinding. It took me not quite an hour just to get through these nobodies, but it took me a bit to learn it. I learned that if you use your focus here, then a lot of them will be taken out and you'll get to the attraction flow earlier. This was the reason why it took me so long. Attraction flow, I had turned it off in order to get the form changes. I tried using the Link summon with the Dream Eaters, but that didn't work out too well. So I just turned off the ability, wanted to see what attraction flow I got. I would have even accepted teacups, but the ship is great. I see I'm taking out a lot, and the battle should be done by the time, give or take the time that you finish with the ship. This is the last guy left. I wanted to preserve my magic, I wanted to preserve my focus. I wanted to let my teammates take care of him, but my teammates are programmed to focus on being around me. That's something I'll have to change later. So I had to get up to the nobody, and then Goofy takes a hit. And if I thought that was hard, what's next is torture. I'm glad that's over. But I've learned that speeding up things aside from maybe grinding doesn't look as well as the video. I apologize for my prior video on that. So I'm just gonna speed through a few things, but when it comes to bosses, I'll show clips in regular time rather than the full battle. You'll have to trust me that I did do it keyless, but I was really serious about taking this challenge seriously. Before you move on to Toy Box, you will want to grind up a little bit. You want to be able to take out the Gigas, because as you might figure out, Gigas are not Keyblades. Sure, technically they may be a bit melee with their punches and their dash, but again, this is a keyless run, not a no melee run. That would be a lot harder, and I wouldn't be able to throw Goofy like this, and I didn't learn this until this run. Those things are one shot if you throw a Goofy Bombardier into them. Again, when it comes to traveling in this outer space area, your gummy ship is not a Keyblade. Feel free to take it out, move on to Toy Box. I forgot if there was a specific order for these, but Toy Box, you can grind. These Gigas, they're really helpful. They not only serve as your default attack options, but you can also gain a second chance off of them. Because when they are knocked out, you are not knocked out, you're just launched out. Magic is what I decided to go through in this playthrough, but upon seeing their movesets I would have recommended taking on that little boss in the Gigas in the corners and with fire. Now, if you ever have to grind or clear out enemies, feel free to just snipe from a safe spot. It's not a bad idea. May not be a fun one, but it's not a bad idea. As for this lovely doll, well, it took me quite a few tries to figure out. I'm still stuck with only second form, so I can't really use any transformations. So just lead with water and weave through the enemies. That way you can deal damage to them while focusing the magic on her. Goofy, Donald, Woody, and Buzz can all survive the enemies easier if they have chip damage. You'll also see I'm using my ethers here. You do want to upgrade your water. You do want to activate second form. That was a lot of damage. And I will tell you this now, but I've learned that focus actually delays the the decharge of your situation commands. So if you lock on, get only a 1 or a 2 hit, and then lock on and get only a 1 or 2 hit, your magic can replenish by the time you finish. You'll see this way later in the game, like end game later in the game. I'm surprised it took me so long to figure that out. But this boss, it's tedious, it's long, and hopefully your friends will give you a situation command in order to help mitigate the time between magic recharges. Goofy Bombardier again. Thank you, Goof. Take her out. And I got the high jump and a little bit more MP, I think it said. Now for the UFO, focus on a Gigas. Once you get a Gigas, it's easier. Trust me. The red Gigas is not so great since this UFO is airborne, and it basically use red if you need to knock out other Gigas first. But you want blue to help your allies survive against the Heartless, and purple to get the shot. Just look here. I forgot how much it has left. You can't really see in here. But that was a direct hit and finish, and I got Thunder. Do not use Thunder. Repeat, do not use Thunder. It is too much magic for too little damage. And now onto the final boss of Toy Box. You want to get up. You want to glide over. Well, not really glide, but you can glide with magic. You can land on top. Your friends will join with you. Keep using magic. And upon review, there are occasional times where he does the shockwave to try to force you off. I think that if you jump and block, you'll still be high enough to get back on every time. Just a little food for thought. As you can see, I'm trying to build up another stun impact. And I'm really close. I just need to get back up on him. I got Blizzaza. Wait, did I say Blizzaza? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have a piece of equipment that upgrades Blizzara to past Blizzaga to Blizzaza. Really good. Also, rocket. Use the rocket. Always use the rocket. You will be high up in the air. You will chase him down. You will deal damage. And then when it comes to finishing, you will end high up in the air and can land on this Heartless after. You really want the rocket as it's going into this phase, because then it will remain stationary and take a lot of damage. Okay, the reason why I've cleared Toy Box first, again, the grinding. Gigas, you want Gigas. You will level up a lot off of Gigas. You will level up a lot inside of Gigas. It is a great plan. Do it. Get your levels up. And then prepare to get the best Keyblade in this entire run. The Ever After from the Kingdom of Corona. Hope to see you guys next video.